it to BCPL led it to B. Who is the developer of B? He is known as Ken Thompson. It was developed by Ken Thompson. Who is that? Ken Thompson. What is the motto to develop B language? Their motto is to develop a multi-user operating system. Actually, they successfully developed a multi-user operating system and named it as Multix. Now we know popular programming operating systems, Unix, Linux. The first multi-user operating system name is Multix. After inventing B language, they successfully invented multi-user operating system. Actually, the languages BCPL and B both are typeless programming languages. Or what are those? Typeless programming languages. What is the meaning of typeless? What is the meaning of typeless means? In C language, we can find some data types, characters, integer, float, double, like that. But in BCPL and B, there are no data types. A language without any data type is called as typeless programming language. So it is these two are typeless programming languages. Then Dennis Ritchie developed a new programming language and introduced data types. That programming language name is called as C. What is that? C. Now from B led to C. Who is the developer of this one? It was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie. It was developed in 1972 at AT&T Bell Laboratory. Bell Laboratory. Right. Now, on Unix machine, Unix operating system machine, on Unix machine. It is the brief history of C programming language. Now, let me explain again. There is a popular programming language called BCPL. BCPL stands for Basic Combined Programming Language. It was developed by Martin Richard. Who is that? Martin Richard. Right? BCP from BCPL, B language was developed. It was developed by Ken Thompson. From B language, C language was developed. It was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Actually, BCPL and B are typeless programming languages, means there are no data types in that language. C is a typed programming language. That means it has data types. Now, what is C language? What you know about C language? What is C language? Actually, C is a middle level language. What is that? C is a middle level language. C is a middle level language. What is the meaning of middle level? There are two types of programming languages, low level languages and high level languages. C is a middle level language. Why? Because it supports low level language features as well as high level language features. So C is a middle level language. C is a POP language. POP language. What is the meaning of POP? Procedure oriented programming language. What is that? Procedure oriented programming language. POP stands for procedure oriented programming language. Why it was called as procedure oriented programming language means in C language we doesn't give important to data, we give important to functions. Functions are nothing but procedures. So it is called as procedure oriented programming language. It was called as procedure oriented programming language. Now C is a top to bottom approach language. approach language. C language executed from top to bottom, line by line, in order. So Java, C++, these are executed from bottom to up, but C language always executed from top to bottom. So it follows the top to bottom approach. Who is the developer of C? C was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie. C is a structured programming language. Structured programming language. What is the meaning of structured programming language? We have to follow the sequence of steps also. You cannot change the sequence of steps. We have to follow the same structure. We have to follow the same sequence. Otherwise, you won't get any answer. You won't get any correct output. So C is called as a structured programming language, procedure oriented programming language, middle level language. It follows top to bottom approach. Right. Now I will explain. Can you note it down? Please, can you note it down? Please note it. Write down this one. I will scroll down. BCPL is a basic combined programming language. It was developed by Martin Richard. From BCPL, there is a new programming language called B. It was developed by Ken Thompson. B was developed to develop a multi-user operating system. Actually, BCPL, B are typeless programming languages. Means there are no data types in BCPL and B. B led to C. From B language, Dennis Ritchie developed a new programming language called C in 1972 at the AT&T Bell Laboratory on Unix operating system machine. Right. Now, what is C language? C is a middle level language. C is a procedure oriented programming language. C is a top to bottom approach language. C was developed by Dennis Ritchie. C is a structured programming language. C is a structured programming language. Now I will explain how to write a sample C program. How to write a sample C program. Now I will explain here. See, this is a code block software where we can practice our C language. Now your C program will be look like. At the top, you have to write hash include stdio.h. After that, you have to write one main method. It can be write int main or void main. There are so many methods, so many ways are there. I will explain later. It has processing statements. Processing statements. Right. This is the sample C program we can write. Now my next topic is sample C program. Right. Now it is the sample C program. Right. Now this line is called as hash include stdio.h. This line is called as include statement. What is that? Include statement. Int main, it is called as main method. What is that? Main method, or we can call it as main function. Method and function both are same in C. So for what purpose we have to write a program? To give solution to a problem. The solution means step by step procedure. That should be right in between these two curly brackets. That code is called as processing statements. What is that? Processing statements. So this is a sample C program. Now I will explain it. Any C program has three types of parts. Three types of parts. First one is include statements. Second one is main method. Third one is processing statements. Right. Now, what is include statement? What is the meaning of this one? Include statement means what? Include statement. Right. I will explain what is include statement now. Include statements are nothing but these are the first statements in any C program. Why? Because we write hash include stdio.h on top of the program. On top of the program. So it is called as, it is a first statement in any C program. Now it always begins with which symbol? This is called as hash symbol. So it always begins with the hash symbol. It always begins with this symbol. The name of this symbol is called as hash. Hash symbol. We can call this as preprocessor directive. So it is also called as preprocessor directive. Now what is the meaning of preprocessor? In 10th class examination you have final examination. Before that we have pre-final examination. Pre means prior, before the main, right? So preprocessor, why it is called as preprocessor means the lines those begins with a hash symbol are called as preprocessor. Why? Because these will be executed at the time of compilation, not at the time of running. These lines executed at the time of compilation, so these are called as preprocessor. These are executed at the time of compilation. So it is called preprocessor. It is called as preprocessor. What is the meaning of directive? What is the meaning of directive? Directive means hash include statement give direction to the compiler. It gives direction to compiler. So it is called as directive. So it gives hash include statement gives direction, give direction to compiler. So it is called as preprocessor directive. Right? This always begins with which symbol? Hash symbol. Now what is the meaning of this one? Why we have to write at the top of the every program hash include stdio.h? Why we need to write this? Right. Now your aim is to build some application, nothing but app. Application, app, program, all are common terminologies. To build an application, we need to use lot of tools. Those tools are already developed by Dennis Ritchie and kept them in a header file called stdio. The file name is stdio. Std means standard. IO means input and output. Its name is standard input and output. H means header file. So to build our applications, we required a lot of tools. Those tools are already developed by Dennis Ritchie and kept in header files. That header file is called as stdio.h. Before going to use those functionalities, those tools, we have to include this. So stdio.h can be included by using hash include. Now whenever you write hash include stdio.h, then what happens? The code inside stdio.h header file will be copied into your program. Will be copied into your program. So before going to use the tools of stdio.h, we have to copy those tools into your program. That can be done by hash include stdio.h. Now, what is the use of this statement? It is used to copy the content, the content of header file. Which header file? stdio.h header file into our program, right? So whenever you copy the stdio.h header file, then what happens? You can use the tools of stdio.h so that we can use the tools. Tools means printf function, scanf function. Okay, lot of functions are there in stdio.h. Those can be used so that we can use the tools of stdio.h in our program, and we can build our applications easily. And we can build our applications easily. Right. Now, what is the meaning of this one? Right? What is the use of std hash include stdio.h? Okay, I am explaining about. It is a first statement in any C program. You have to write that statement at the top. So it is a first statement in any C program, C language program. C means C program, right? It always begins with a hash symbol. It always begins with which symbol? A hash symbol. It is also called as preprocessor directive. There is another name for include statement, that is called as preprocessor directive. What is the meaning of preprocessor? This statement will be executed at the time of compilation, not at the time of program running. So it is called as preprocessor, right? Now it is also called as a directive. Why? Because it gives direction to compiler. What is the meaning of compiler here? You write the program in English, but computer cannot understand English. It can understand only zeros and ones. So whatever you write here, that must be converted into machine understandable. That process is called as compilation. That can be done by a special software called as compiler. What is that? Compiler. Now it is used to, what is the use of this one? It is used to copy the content of header file. Header file. What is the name of that header file? stdio.h into our program, right? Suppose I want to do a function at my home. I need a tent, I need some chairs, I need some tables. Those are available in tent house. I have to brought from tent house and use them. In the same manner, to build an application, you require so many tools. Those tools are already available in header files. First, you have to copy them and use them. How to copy the content of header file into our program? By using hash include stdio.h, right? Now, it is called as include statement. Now, the next concept is, what is main method? What is the main method? Right. My second concept, main method. Right. Now, main method means in any C program, you have to write at least one main method. Why? Because it is the entry point of any program. It is the entry point of any program. Suppose your program has thousands of lines. From those lines, which statement should be executed first? Where you write void main or int main, that statement will be executed first. Means your execution, your program will be executed from main method. So it is called as first executable statement. It is first executable statement. It is entry point. It is entry point of any program. Your program will be executed from main method only. Right. It is very, very important function. So it is core. It is core. we have to write main method, at least one main method you have to write. Why? Because it is compulsory method. So it is called as mandatory. It is mandatory means compulsory. You have to write a main method compulsory. So it is very, very important. Somebody can write twice or thrice. No, it's not possible. You have to write main method only one time, means it cannot be duplicated. You cannot write duplicate main methods. So it cannot be duplicated, right? You cannot write main method more than one time, right? Now it has six forms. You can write a main method in six forms. One is main, just the main you can write main, or you can write int main. You can write int main, or you can write void main, or you can write main of void, or you can write int main of void, or you can write like this: void main of void, void main of void. Actually, C is a case sensitive programming language. You should not use capital letters. All are lowercase letters. Int, void, main, all are lowercase letters only. So a C program, a main method can be write in six models. Here I used which model? Second model. Or you can go for third model also. Or you can go for fourth model. Or you can go for fifth one, sixth one. Whatever you want to use, you can use. Right? Nobody have a right to ask you. Right? Now your main method has how many forms? Six forms. Right? Now tell me, okay, I will explain about the main method once again. What is main method? It is first executable statement. You should be in a position to answer this question. Why? Because in all the programs you use main method. Without main method, you cannot build a C program. So you should know what is main. Right? It is the first executable statement. It is the first executable. The right? It is entry point of any program. Your program will be executed from main method only. So it is entry point. It is core. Core means, what is this? Core means it is compulsory. It is very, very important. It is core means important function. It is mandatory means you cannot write a C program without main method. So it is mandatory function. Right. Now it cannot be duplicated. You cannot write main method more than once. More than once. Right. It has six forms. How many forms it has? Six forms: main method, int main, void main, main of void, int main of void, void main of void. There are six forms, right? Now the next one is, can you note down this? Can you note down? So you better to write some running notes. Sample C program. My dear friends, better to note down it. My dear friends, listen. Learning the C program means not learning the programs. Learning the C program means learning the basics of C. Learning all the concepts of C. That is the learning of C program. Okay, right? I am okay. It's so fast. I will tell you slowly. No problem at all, right? My dear friends, I will tell you slowly. Hash include stdio.h. It is called as include statement. Int main. It is called as the main method. In between the curly brackets, you have to write processing statements. right? In any C program, you may see three types of statements: include statements, main method, processing statements. Right? If you want, I will share the running notes. No problem at all. Right? Every day I can share the running notes. Right? Better to write 2 3 days. After that, I will share the running notes. No problem. It is demo class now. That's why I am not sharing. From tomorrow onwards, I will share it. No problem. Any C program has three types of parts: include statements, main method, processing statement. What is the meaning of include statement? It is a first statement in any C program. It is a first statement in any C program. It always begins with which symbol? It always begins with a hash symbol. It is also called as preprocessor directive. Why it is called as preprocessor means these are executed at the time of compilation, not at the time of running. Right? It gives direction to compiler. It gives direction to compiler. What is the use of writing hash include stdio.h? It copy the content of header file called stdio.h into our program. Now, what is the use of copying stdio.h? After copying the content of stdio.h, the tools under stdio.h can be used by you and you can build our applications easily. You can build your applications easily. That is about include statement. Now, what is main method? It is the first executable statement. It is entry point. It is entry point means your program will be start its execution from main. So it is entry point of any program. It is core. Core means it is very, very important. It is mandatory. Mandatory means what is the meaning of mandatory? Mandatory means compulsory. You have to write at least one main method, that is known as mandatory. It cannot be duplicated means you cannot write more than one main method in a program. You cannot write more than one main method in a program. Right. You can write a main method in 6 forms. How many forms are there? 6 forms. Just like as main, int main, void main, main of void, int main of void main of void, like that. Right. Now I am going to third concept, that is what is processing statements. Processing statements. Processing statements are nothing but the step-by-step procedure to solve a particular problem. That is called as processing statements. The step-by-step procedure to solve a specific problem is called as processing statement. These statements will have three tasks. One is what to do to solve a problem, what you have to do. Second one, how to do. In which procedure you have to solve that problem. Third one, when to do, at what time you have to do the task. These are nothing but processing statements. Processing statements are nothing but the code. Processing statements are used to describe three things. What are those? What to do, comma, how to do, comma, when to do, in order to solve a problem. We are writing so many programs in C language. What is the meaning of that one? Why we have to write code? Why we have to write programs? Why we have to write a program means program is nothing but a solution to a particular problem. Your solution tells 3 points. One is what to do. Your program will tells how to do. Your program will tells when to do. So what to do, how to do, when to do. Your program will tell these three things. To whom? To compiler. To whom? To compiler. So this is nothing but a processing statements. Right. With this we finished the sample C program concept. I already explained hash include stdio.h, main method, inside that processing statements. Now I kept a semicolon here. What is the name of semicolon? That semicolon in every program, every line must be separated by a special symbol. See here, I have given space here, I have given comma here, I have given full stop here. What is the meaning of these symbols? Space means it is used to separate the words. Comma, continuation, full stop, end of a sentence. Like that, in your C program also, you have to terminate each and every statement, means each and every line with a semicolon. That symbol is called as statement terminator. What is that symbol? Statement terminator. Statement terminator. That symbol is called as semicolon. Semicolon is called as statement terminator. Right. Now, what is the meaning of statement? Statement is nothing but an instruction given to computer. I am asking you, stand up. Please switch off your fan. Please mute your mic or please unmute your mic. These are nothing but instructions given to you. Now, instruction given to computer is called as a statement. Now, what is a statement? An instruction given to computer is called as what? Statement. Right? Every statement must be end with a special symbol that is called as semicolon. That semicolon is called as statement terminator. Every statement must end with a symbol called semicolon, known as semicolon, right? Known as symbol, known as semicolon. It is called as, what is the name of semicolon? Statement terminator. You have to remember this name. In interview, they will ask what is the name of this semicolon. It is not semicolon. Actually, it is a statement terminator. You have to remember that name. Right. Now, in every C program, you use this symbol, this one. What is that? Am I audible? No voice from me? No voice from me? Am I audible? Somebody says no voice from you, sir. Can I continue the class? Am I audible? Ping a message. Friends, ping a message. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Roxana Sheikh, thank you. Right. Right, semicolon. Okay, right, Manjunara. Thank you. Right. Thank you for your reply. What is the symbol? In every program, you use this symbol. Lot of students are saying that it is curly bracket. No, it is not curly bracket. It has a special name in C. That name is called as special name in C. That name is called as open delimiter. What is that? Open delimiter. Delimiter. Right. What is the symbol of this one? The symbol is open flower bracket. That is called as open delimiter. Right. Why we typed here? It indicates the beginning of function. What is the use of this symbol? It indicates the beginning of function. What is the use of this symbol? It indicates ending of the function. Now, limit means limits. You know limits. Being in your limits. Sometimes your friend or your mother or your teacher speak like this. Being in your limits. What is the meaning of limit? You know, no? So, limits, these two symbols indicates the limits of a function. It is called as open delimiter. It is called as closing delimiter. Right. Now, what is the meaning of open delimiter? Open delimiter is nothing but it is used to indicate. It is used. It is used to indicate the beginning of function or block. Block means group of statements. Suppose if you know C language, you know while block, if block, switch block, structure block. So block is nothing but a group of statements. So how to indicate the function begins, how to indicate the block begins? By using this symbol. It is used to indicate the beginning of function or block. It is called as open delimiter. What is that? Open delimiter. Now, next one is closing delimiter. Closing delimiter. Now, what is the symbol for that? Closing curly bracket. Right. It is used to indicate the ending of function or block. It is used to, this closing delimiter or closing curly bracket is used to indicate the ending of function. My function is completed. My block is completed. How to tell? By using this symbol, curly, closing curly brackets. So it is called as closing delimiter. What is that? It is called as closing delimiter. Now there is one symbol before that. It is known as comment. What is that? Comment. What is the meaning of comment? See, in software development, a team of persons develop a software. After developing that software, they hand over to the customer. Whenever they finished, the developers left from that team, left from that project, and they were assigned another project. Suppose if any doubt occurs to the client, who will explain that doubt? Who will clear the doubt? To clearing the doubts, to give assistance to the client, there is one more team that is known as maintenance team. You will develop the project. After developing, you move to next project. In your place, there is new team will be appointed. That team's duty is to clear the doubts of the customer. So you have to write a program in such a way that can be understood by maintenance team also. For that, you have to write comments inside the program. Comments inside the program. By studying the comments, the developers team or maintenance team can understand your program easily. So comments are nothing but simply statements. That's it. Those are for easily understandable. Those are for easily understandable. What is the use of comment? Comments are used to easily understand the program. Actually, if you write comments, those doesn't compile, means those doesn't convert it to machine understandable. So comments doesn't compile. Comments does not compile. Comments doesn't convert it to machine understandable code, means machine language. Comments does not convert it to machine code. Machine code. If your program does not compile, means it does not convert it to machine language. That's it. So comments doesn't compile, doesn't convert it to machine code, doesn't execute also. Comment does not execute, doesn't execute. These are not compiling, these are not converted into machine language, these are not executing. For what is the use of these? These are not for compiler, these are justly for user. So these are simply for our purpose. These are simply for user. So these are simply for user purpose. These are simply for user purpose, right? So comments are writing inside the program, not for the computer. These are for the user, right? Whenever you write comments, then the program can be understood easily. There are two types of comments. How many types of comments are there? Two types. These are two types. One is single line comment. What is that? Single line comment. Second one is multi-line comment. How many types of comments are there? Two types of comments are there. Single line comment and multi-line comment. Now, what is the meaning of single line comment? Single line comment means if a comment is so small, it fit in one line, then it is called as single line comment. That's it. So a comment is small. If a comment is small, then it fit in one line, then it is called as one line, then it is called as single line comment. That's it. Single line comment. Single line comment always begins with this symbol. What is that? By and by, right? This symbol. So single line comment always begins with which symbol? This symbol, right? It always begins with by symbol, right? Example, this is a single line comment. Now what about multi-line comment? Multi-line comment. Multi-line comment is nothing but a comment which is large, which is lengthy. Now comment, if a comment is lengthy, then it does not fit in one line, then it wraps to multiple lines, then it wraps to multiple lines, then it is called, what is that? If you write a comment in multiple lines, then it is called as multi-line comment. That's it. Multi-line comment. Suppose your comment is somewhat lengthy, then it does not fit in one line, then it move to multiple lines, then that is called as multi-line comment. Right. Multi-line comment always enclosed within. Multi-line comment always enclosed. It has to be right like this. Starting multi-line comment by and star. After writing the comment, you have to close this by using star and by. By and star and by. So it always enclosed within by and star and by. Now I am giving an example for this. Example for multi-line comment. Now how to start a multi-line comment? By using by and star. Here you have to write multi-line start comment. This is the example to multi-line comment. So this is about multi-line comment, right? Now I will explain. In all the programs, you have to use semicolon. What is the name of semicolon? It is called as statement terminator. Every line of your program must be terminated using one symbol. That symbol is called as semicolon. That is called as statement terminator. In every program, you use open flower bracket. It is called as open delimiter. These two indicate the limits of main function. Main function begins from here. Main functions end with this. These two are indicating the limits. So it is called as limiter. It is one limiter. It is another limiter. It is for opening. So it is called as open delimiter. It is for ending. So it is called as closing delimiter. So open delimiter and closing delimiter. Now this round function, this is called as function symbol. So function or method, both are same. So this symbol is called as function symbol, right? So in C programming language, you can write brackets in 4 ways. These are the square brackets. These are the flower brackets. These are the round brackets. These are the angular brackets. 4 types of brackets you can use. I used this one to include the header file. Hash include stdio.h. You have to write within the less than and greater than symbol. Okay, it is one type of brackets. After void main, you use this symbol. It indicates function. It indicates function. After main method, you use this one. Open curly bracket and closing curly bracket. These two indicates the beginning of block or beginning of function, ending of block or ending of function. These two, okay, I did not use in my program. These two represents the array. Array is a concept in C program. I will explain later, right? So these 4 types of brackets you can use. Now what is the use of this symbol? This symbol is called as function symbol. Function symbol, right? Now tell me, it is used to indicate the function or method. So here after main you used this symbol, means it is called as main function. If you write like this, show, after using this round brackets, it is called as show function. What is the name of this one? Function name is show. It is show function. So like this. It is the symbol of function. Right. This is about the main program or sample C program, right? So with this, I am closing the today's session. Right. Thank you for your patient listening. Tomorrow I will explain the rest of the code. Right. So how far you write? You write up to this one, no? Processing statements. Note on this one. Statement. You have to write down from a statement terminator. Note it down. Statement terminator, semicolon. Anybody want to talk to me? Anybody want to talk to me? If you want to talk to me, then unmute your mic. Otherwise, mute your mics, my dear friends. Right. After that, write down open delimiter means open curly bracket. It is used to indicate the beginning of function, or it is used to indicate the beginning of block. Block means a group of statements. Next one is closing delimiter or closing curly bracket. It is used to indicate the end of the function, or it is used to indicate the end of the block. Next, what is comment? Comment is nothing but a sentence right in the program which increase the understandability. Comments are used to easily understand the program. Comments doesn't compile. Comments does not convert it to machine language. Comments does not execute also. Comments are doesn't compile, doesn't convert it to machine code, does not execute. For what purpose we are writing? These are simply writing for user purpose, for our purpose. These are not for machine, these are for us. How many types of comments are there? Two types of comments are there. One is single line comment,